What's up, everybody? It's Podcast Now. I'm Nick, and I'm joined with Pat, aka The Melon, and we are here to bring you some tips and tricks for Battlefield 1. Stay tuned. At the end of the video, I'm going to have a short list of what I consider to be the best weapons for each class that you can get very early on. Okay, so first off, Pat, the obviously most important tip and trick that you need to know in Battlefield is to play the objective.
Play the objective. This is
number one.
This isn't a lot of people play it kind of like Call of Duty and run around and shoot people. It's not really getting anything done. This is Battlefield, guys. Play the objective. That's what makes the game fun.
That encompasses anything, like the objective and the game we're playing now.
Go to a thing, you know. Don't just hang out and not help your team. You're supposed to be helping your team.
That leads into being a
team player.
A team player. Very important.
Get in your squad and help out your squad. If your squad is full of assault classes, be a sniper or a support or something and give them some ammo, you know?
I couldn't have said it better.
Help them out.
Like, pay attention to what your squad needs and what your team needs, and actively, you know, if like he said, if your squad's full of like a bunch of people, there's no medic, be the medic. Throw health out to your team. You work better like that.
Yeah, throw them the bone. Yeah, absolutely. It furthers the gaming experience for everybody, and it helps out your team and your squad.
Yeah, especially because I think the classes are so specific now. Like, they each do a very specific job. They finally figured it out. So like,
yes,
it's really important.
Specific.
It's really important to have, like, try to have is, you know, if you can have one of each class at least in your squad, that's perfect. But, you know, having 3 scouts, even if you're all sniping from a distance, is, you know, still not great.
It's almost counterproductive.
Yeah, almost. Yeah, you got it right. The next tip I have is one that's a lot of people who don't play a lot of Battlefield actually don't know, I find out, is to mark enemies and objectives. But mostly enemies. Unless you're the squad leader, you're not going to be marking objectives. But when you see an enemy, or you think you see an enemy in the distance, press that R1 or RB trigger and mark them. It makes them easier to see. It lets everyone know where they are. It's like one of the most important Battlefield features that a lot of people who don't play Battlefield or play other shooters they're not used to.
That's something that I had marked down too, is mark that you right above the triggers at R1. You see someone, mark it. That way everyone knows where they are.
It's so easy to do.
And you always know where they are because the diamond stays above their head.
Especially with all the weird weather conditions.
Yeah, with the fog and everything, you mark someone, like, you got them. Like, you know where they are. They don't disappear. Like, it's foggy right now, as you can probably see in our gameplay. Let me tell you, it's interesting.
Okay, and do you have one?
My number one is don't just go for the auto for everyone who's used to playing modern type games.
Ooh, yeah, that's
in the modern world. Don't just go for the auto weapons. A lot of the weapons are, I mean, obviously this is a World War I era. It broadcast, that's one of the main points to the game. So the weapons, a lot of them are semi-automatic, and a lot of them are bolt action. And I find that I use the bolt action ones the best. And where the other Battlefield games, those are my least good ones. But I like the automatic. The automatic weapons, well, if you're good at using them, go for it. But the automatic weapons, they're harder to use than you're used to. Just remember that. And
DICE has done a very, like, they've made the weapons so that you play them with how they want you to play the class. Like, the assault is meant for rushing, it's short range, but they're powerful at close range. Support, the LMGs are unlike how LMGs have been in Battlefield before, is you need to keep firing them in order to actually increase your accuracy. Your accuracy is very poor when you start firing. So you can't sit, you know, very far away and just keep trying to shoot one at a time to kill someone like you could in Battlefield. They want you to suppress first and kill second. like Pat said, the scout, the bolt-action rifles, like they're meant mid-range to long-range combat.
Yeah, they're very mid-range, and it's funny because I don't use scopes at all on the scout class is my
do
best
a lot
class.
better than people who do.
I'll go 37 and 4 playing a game as the scout class, which I actually have proven. And like I'll take out snipers at an extremely long range, and I don't use a scope. So that's something new as well. It's like the scopes aren't they're very different. Let me tell you.
Yeah, they're not the scopes you're used to, and they're pretty. There's not like that big of a range of scopes. Like you see them even from class to class, you see the same scope. So you know pretty much know what you're gonna have. I don't know what the longest range scope is, but it's not that long.
I'm not sure because I don't
it's
even
the
use them.
sniper. I don't know. I don't think it tells you anyways. But moving on, this is kind of a twofer for me. Also for people who aren't normally used to Battlefield, use vehicles. They are very important. They help you win. Okay, if you don't feel comfortable like driving vehicles because you think you're gonna fuck up, then be a passenger. Like,
yeah, the vehicles help a lot. Like if you're playing Conquest, that's how you'll capture an objective that you can't capture by getting in a tank.
They're actually more important than ever.
Yeah, they're extremely important.
Especially because you can self-repair, and they can really be a force to be reckoned with. I can't tell you how many games I've had that I've broadcasted that I've gone like half the match with one vehicle because they're powerful when you need them to be. So try to use vehicles.
About the vehicles is instead of like in Battlefield 4 where you selected the specific vehicles that they had, you actually just go to like a plane model and then you can select the plane that you take. Same thing with the tanks.
Yeah.
You go to the tank model and then you can select out of 3 different tanks: the light tank, the land ship, and the heavy tank. Like you can select them. So make sure you do that. Don't just click, oh I got the tank, oh I got this tank. No, you selected that tank, you just didn't know it.
Yeah, and you want to experiment with the vehicles obviously, and each vehicle has, I think every vehicle in the game has their 3 subcategories. Like you can like the land ship has the 2 other purchasable with war bonds versions to it. Same with the 2 other tanks. Same with the planes that I know so far. I don't know about boats. I don't think boats have it because boats are usually
not really. The boats don't really do a lot.
Yeah,
they got like torpedoes and like a machine gun mount. But they're there. Yeah. You can boat if you want. If you're a Navy fella.
Yeah.
We have taken
Alright, Pat,
so
if you have
we're
one
going on. My next tip, and this is important, I feel, is because I hear a lot of people like figure stuff out like about the game that they tell you in the campaign. Play the campaign first. Do it. Play the campaign. It's a lot of fun. It's a good campaign, and you learn a lot. This is a new, again, there hasn't really been a World War I game in a long time, and there hasn't been one at all in this generation, or the last generation, really, of gaming stations. So, play the campaign, because you'll learn how, they teach you how to use the weapons. They teach you how to use all this new equipment and whatnot. They'll teach you how to bayonet and everything.
Like the first chapter teaches you tanks too, and the second chapter. I got a lot better at flying actually from playing that second campaign chapter.
Yeah, the second campaign. I did too. I absolutely did, because I couldn't fly at all prior, and then I played it, and I got very good at flying.
Yeah, and sometimes they put they tell you situations like, okay, like the tank campaign where you face the different types of tanks, you learn what the strengths and that's the exact, because you learn their weak spots, you learn what each can do, how much health each one has. It's that you definitely should play the campaign. It will help you out with multiplayer, which is unlike the other Battlefields usually.
Yeah, this one definitely, it introduces you and cradles you into learning all these new weapon types and classes and such.
Yeah, because I think in Battlefield 4, you were in a jet for one mission maybe, and I don't even know if you were in a tank. Yeah, you were in a tank for one or two missions, but it wasn't like this game at
Yeah,
all.
but like in Battlefield 4, you can only use the one pistol. You can use every pistol that you can find.
Yeah.
And you can use any different weapon that you can find. And it really helps you to learn how to use them.
Alrighty. My last, really, we kind of already covered this. My last big tip is just play your class. Like, you're not, every class, like, obviously your main thing is to kill the other team, but like, if you're a medic, be throwing down health all the time. Or be reviving people. Like, that's just what you should be doing. Yeah, sometimes, like, it may put you in harm's way, but like, that's what your class is for your team.
Yeah, play your class.
If you're assault, you better be focused on destroying vehicles.
Yep, absolutely.
And even things like scout, where you may think scout, like, they mark enemies far away. They kill other snipers. They have the things like the flare gun, which is, the flare gun is absolutely amazing with, like, you know, they're all the different attachments they have, like, or items they have, like, everything. You need to play your class to the fullest, and that's how you're gonna win.
My tip number 3 is spend time with all the classes.
Yep.
Get to know the classes. Because again, you should be using different ones for different situations. Find the one that you're good at and the one that the situation calls for, and just spend some time with each one. Like, don't just be a sniper all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Figure out a class and figure out all the classes, because then you'll be able to know, okay, I should be a sniper right now, honestly. Or I should be in, you know, a support right now. That's
and then you'll get good at all the classes
in your gameplay. Yeah,
even if it's tough sometimes. Like, my class that's lagging behind right now is support, and I'm trying to level it up so I can get better guns. So, you know, my support, like, because I don't want to have my assault class be good, my medic class be good, my scout class be good, and my support class have never been played before. Because there will be a time when support's going to be the best for the situation, and if you can't use it, then you're just missing out.
Yep. You're missing out on part of the game, honestly. So it's a different experience per class. So
and you'll get better at them as you go, so yeah, you should
definitely.
And I guess this would be an addition onto that. Experiment with weapons. And I know you have to buy the weapons and the weapon types in this, and that may seem like it's harder to experiment, but I actually think it's easier, and I'll tell you why. It's because now, when you pick up someone else's class, you know exactly what gun type you're picking up. You don't have to worry about if you're picking up the gun with what exact attachments you're picking up. Like, if you're picking up the, your gun is the Lawrence of Arabia's SMLE. Like, if you pick that up, it tells you that's what it is, and now you know, oh, okay, I like this gun. And since there's hard variations of the guns, you can experiment easily by just picking up dead, I know you can pick up dead enemies. I'm pretty sure you can also pick up dead allies classes.
I believe so. I think you can pick up anyone's class that kind of like falls around you.
Just do it. I did it a bunch and found out what guns I really liked and really didn't like, and that's how I figured out what to buy, because that leads into my next tip, unless Pat has any more big tips.
Going along with the class, choose the class based on the map. So that just kind of goes along with it.
And location.
Some other things is don't always go for the elite classes, but try them out. Like, there's flamer classes and like heavy machine gunner classes throughout the map. Sometimes they're good, like you can be good at them and get them and really help your team.
Yeah, you got to be smart with it.
Yeah, like I'm not good with them, so I don't get them.
Like on
I'm not good at either of them.
The sand dune map that was in the beta. If you take E and you pick up the flamethrower map, the next objective is C, and you have to run across no man's land to try to get there. Obviously, you wouldn't want to pick up a flamethrower there. But yeah, like, use them based on situation, or, you know.
Some of the only other big one I have is this is something that Nick and I both have noticed in the campaign, in the multiplayer, is if you see tanks or the elite classes, take them out. Don't ignore them and say it's not your problem. Like, people for some reason do not take out tanks
They really do.
Or they
game,
don't.
one of the games I was in earlier with Tyler, people just ran away from me as a tank the whole game, and I ran around as a tank the whole game, just destroying infantry.
Take out the tanks. It helps everybody. Because for some reason people just don't. They just don't deal with it. And I don't know if it's because like only specific classes have things that can help with it, but become that class or get in a tank or do something. Don't just
avoid it. Do
accept
like
your fate.
Destroy it. Like if you see a tank roll by you and you're assault, like you should all of a sudden be thinking, okay, how am I gonna get behind this tank or get to a point where I can use my anti-tank weaponry on this tank? Like that's what you should be thinking.
Destroy the tank, destroy the elite classes, gang up on them and take them out.
Definitely.
Don't
because they will rip you to shreds if you don't.
Yes, they will. They will just wreak havoc on your map.
Very good. Okay, so if that's the last main unit you have, I have a couple. I guess these fall more into the tricks category. The first big one is just an additional feature that you should be using if you play Rush. They now have an artillery mode. I haven't used it, but I know it's you can at some point if you're defending the objective, you can call artillery.
Yep.
You should that just basically fits into play the objective, but it's just a new feature, so I thought I mentioned it.
Other new features are all your weapons have a magnification, even if you're using iron sights.
Yes, this is the.
And you
I
can
wrote
change
this one
the
down.
magnification, which is how close your avatar, the guy you're playing as, will hold the iron sights to his face.
Yeah, it's how close you're like aim down sights
and go for it.
Right.
Also, the game starts with a fog in the back. Like in real life, when you look down the sights of a firearm, the back sights are fogged because you're focusing on the front sight. That happens in Battlefield. You can turn that off if you'd like. I turned mine off because that's not how the other Battlefields are.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can turn it off.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
If you haven't noticed, look at the back of your iron sights, and it'll be foggy. You can turn that off.
Because I noticed that with the Lawrence of Arabia's gun. Those ones.
Yeah, see, like even he barely noticed it. Like it's just something that's kind of there. It's not like a big deal, but if it's something that maybe affects your gameplay, you can turn it off.
Yeah. I also have. Pat actually showed me this one, the operations mode. That's a new mode. It's totally really independent of like the multiplayer, but it is multiplayer. Like it's multiplayer only, but it's totally independent of like the quick match screen. You have to go to the operations and do it.
Battlefront and you like Turning Point, it's basically Turning Point with like a historic view. it goes along with battles in history, and it's a very cool thing that they added that I like a lot.
It's kind of like a very big version of Rush, but it's multi-map. Also, these are three that all kind of have to do with each other about leveling up an XP. First off, to get easy XP, always be tracking one of the medals. Even if you're not sure if you can get it, like the one I just got that I had the final objective was to kill 3 people in a life with a melee weapon. And bayoneting didn't count, I found out. But like, eventually you might do it and you should be tracking the medal so that you get the 1000 XP that it gives you. That's like just an easy way to level up.
We have taken objective apples.
Battle packs only drop at this point from completing games. I don't know what the criteria is at all, because I joined a game once and I got 1 kill and 1 death, and I got one, and I've had games where I've gone like with 30 plus kills. My KD is insane and I don't get one. I've been at the top of the charts, like the MVP, and I don't get one. So like I don't know what the exact criteria for getting it is, but you do only get them for complete.
It's also really annoying to watch over and over again.
We'll talk about that in the review. And also, don't waste your war bonds early on, because you have to level up classes to get to the to unlock different versions and more guns that you can then purchase with war bonds. So don't just buy up every gun you can with the war bonds you're getting from leveling up immediately. Like, you know, save them. Even though you do get more as you level up. I know the higher the level you are, the more you get each time you level up.
Yeah. You won't have any at first. It'll be a while till you get some, but once you get to like level 10, you'll have more than enough.
I think that's the only way you get them is from leveling up. I don't know if leveling up classes
I'm not sure.
get
That's
you
the
them
only way I've
too,
ever got them.
or getting medals or stuff to
I'm
get
not
them.
sure.
But,
So.
yeah. Also, the last thing I have is right now it seems Conquest. The Conquest mode gets you the most XP per game just because there's so many capturing objectives happening constantly, and that gives you so much XP because it gives you XP while you're capturing it and then a bonus when you capture it or when you defend it. So if you're looking to level up fast, try to play Conquest with a squad. All the bonuses you get.
Yep.
And
some of the last ones that I have is when you die, wait and check for medics. It tells you the distance of medics from you. So like if there's one around you, wait for them.
yeah,
And like you don't have to respawn right away. You can choose to be like, I don't want to respawn yet. There's a medic. Maybe he'll come and get me.
It's something I didn't notice at first.
I'm coming. Yeah, it's something you don't notice because
it's new.
It feels like it's supposed to be there.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah, because it's down in the left-hand corner really quick. But, like, wait for that, because you can tell if someone's getting close to you and they're going to revive you.
Yeah, it literally tells you the distance, like 2 meters. Okay, well, there's a medic right by me. Maybe I'll... So just wait for that. My next two are about charging and bayoneting people. So if... Bayoneting people.
Okay.
Like charging.
Yeah.
So, like, if you come around a corner and there's a guy right there and you got a sniper out for some reason and you don't think you're going to win, have at it. Press run and press the charge button and just kind of like get into it. Just go for it, because honestly, if you might not have won the firefight, but you might just surprise them fast enough to where like they don't even know what happened. Like they're about to shoot you in the face, and now you're sticking a knife in their neck. Like they have no idea. It's happened to me where I've been waiting in a room for somebody. They come around the corner. I get one trigger pull off, and they're just like all up in my guts with that bayonet. It's also happened where I've come around the corner and this guy's got a drop on me, and I just totally I'm just like screw it, and I totally go for it and nail him. So you never really know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, it's useful.
It is useful. It's very useful. It's a cool thing that they put in. That's totally awesome, and the animations are great.
Yeah, you should use it.
The other thing, yeah, you should definitely use it. Like put a bayonet on your weapon. I think it's great. I like it a lot.
Because there's no back. Like it doesn't do anything. Like I've looked, it doesn't seem to make bullet drop anymore, like increase or anything. It doesn't seem to have any adverse effects. I mean, so you can do it.
Yep. The other thing is aim when you do it. I just did it. I didn't aim. You don't not aim as in pull the trigger, but like watch where you're going, because you can easily miss.
Yeah.
While you do it. Hitting someone in the front is easy. Hitting someone while you're charging at the back of them is different. It's not as deep, I found out. So just watch for that. And aim, because you'll like brush off of them and you'll just like run right by them like an idiot.
Yeah, you will. I notice anytime you like turn,
right.
If you're trying to turn and not go directly straight at them, like if you're coming around a corner, you can brush right off them easily.
Yeah, so watch out for that, because that'll make you look dumb and get you killed.
Yeah.
Two things no one wants.
That's a new feature. That's pretty much it for me.
That's exhausted my list.
The last two things I have, I talked about earlier, but the LMG, like LMGs increase accuracy the longer you fire, so keep that in mind. That if you're shooting at someone at a long distance, you don't seem to be hitting them, keep doing it because you might end up killing them faster.
Yeah, it gets more accurate.
And
so the bullets will stop going around and they'll start going in a straight line, basically.
Unlike the paddles in Battlefield 4, even though the syringe seems to have like a charge up, that's purely animation, and it actually revives the same health no matter if you do it instantly or charge it and hold it.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't either.
I haven't really tried it a lot actually, but I do notice when if I don't hold it, it still revives them all the way.
I don't know if it's full health. Everything said it's full health, but I mean, there's been a lot of times where I've shot people right after they got revived, and it seems like it only took one shot or something. But you know, can't really. It's not really something you can easily judge.
That can happen anyway. That's why if you're using a rifle and you get an upper body shot, a lot of times it'll be a one-shot kill, even if it's not a headshot. So that's something that's definitely new. Like I just did one shot to the body, and because I'm using the SMLE, one shot to the body, and it worked. I killed them.
We have lost.
And my,
so you never know.
Last thing is to use your gas mask. But when you use your gas mask, you can't aim. You can't aim down your sights.
You cannot aim down your sights. You gotta free do it. So if you're using a rifle,
gas grenade
take out
gets
your
thrown,
pistol or something,
you can get through it. You still can bayonet charge, and you still can do everything else like throw grenades, basically everything except aim down your sights. But you need to know to use your gas mask. Everyone has a gas mask. I know you can even put it on in most like vehicles or on turrets and stuff. Just press up. Or else you'll die from gas.
The last thing I had, which is kind of an interesting thing that I never really noticed in any other battlefield, is everyone knows the white aim assist reticle, right? The white thing that, like, when you're not aiming down your sights, that's what you use for fire. You can actually change the color of that. You can change the color of when you kill people. You can change the color of headshots, and you can change the color when you shoot someone, but it doesn't kill them. You can change all those colors to whatever you want. So like mine when I'm running around is white, that's what I'm used to. And when I shoot someone but it doesn't kill them, I made it orange, so I know. It's not just a hit marker, like it's they're not dead, it's an orange hit marker. So like I know if they're dead or not. And if it's red, I killed them. If it's black, I got a headshot. Headshots also don't always kill people, by the way.
Yeah.
It's not an instant thing anymore. You're better off with body shots. But yeah, you can change the the colors,
I saw that in the
cool.
options, but I didn't really understand what all the change. Okay.
Yeah, you can just play around. You can make them whatever color you want. It has a whole color scheme thing. The only thing I changed was headshots are now black, and wounding shots are orange. I would do what you did with the orange. I like it a lot. I know immediately if I've killed them or not, instead of waiting a second.
Yeah.
Like it's orange, they're still there. Especially like when it's foggy. Yeah,
like
I know if you're dead or not.
Menus. That's really interesting.
So that's my last tip or trick. Yeah, it's something you can just kind of learn. You heard it here first on Podcast Now.
Yeah, you did. I've looked up a lot of stuff and I have not seen that once. So as far as we know, we're claiming that as an original Patrick Conti Podcast Now idea.
AKA the deep melon.
Straight from the melon. Okay, the last thing I have is the list of weapons, I promise. Like I said, definitely experiment with all the weapons, but if you want to know, like, some weapons that seem to be, like, that seem to stand out from the crowd that you can get right away is the, for the assault, you can get the Automatico M1918. It's not that accurate, but it has a ridiculously high fire rate, and the way I like to explain that is that you can easily get shot in the back, turn around, and kill the person that shot you. That's how fast it is. You just turn around and hold the trigger, and all 20 shots go right into the person.
We have taken objective Duff.
The C Regati, the one you start with on the medic, if I'm pronouncing that right or not, that's good. The Mondragon Storm that you can get shortly after is basically the same gun, except it does more damage, so keep an eye out for that. Lawrence of Arabia's SMLE, if you purchase the Early Enlisters Edition. If not, I'm pretty sure it's the same as the Infantry SMLE, right?
I don't know.
Different.
I don't have the Infantry SMLE, The regular SMLE 3, which is the British sniper. You'll also know it as the what do they call it? The Enfield. It's also known as the Enfield rifle. That one has a scope that you can't take off.
Oh, well, I just know the infantry version of rifles means it has iron sights.
Yeah, it'll have iron sights.
So I think it's
scope. I don't know if it's the same as the Lawrence of Arabia one. I know they're a different design. That might just be it. I don't know though. So
I haven't picked it up yet, and I'm not gonna buy it because I think it's the same. So
yeah, I already have the Lawrence of Arabia's, and I use it very well. That's my primary weapon in this game.
Very good.
I have no use for it right now.
It has max damage and 10-shot magazine, so definitely one you should keep out for.
Yeah, it has a 10-round magazine. Also, this is actually something that I just remembered just now, is when you're reloading and you have an Enfield or an SMLE 3, and you have 10-round clips, actually not magazines, they're clips. You have a 10-round clip and you're down, try to reload at 5 or 0. Because you'll reload an entire 5 clip at one time instead of reloading individual rounds into the weapon.
Same thing goes with
if you wait till 5, then if you click reload, it'll put up your soldier will put a whole clip in.
It's much faster. The same thing is with most medic rifles.
Individual.
Any medic rifles that don't have magazines, I think there's 2 that have large magazines. The rest are self-loading. Those ones as well.
A lot of them use clips. So
at 5 or 10 or 5 or 0, because it'll be much faster. I actually do actively look out for that when I'm reloading.
Yeah, look for it because it'll help you a lot, honestly.
Because other than that, they're putting them in one at a time.
Reloading one at a time. You won't be reloading one round at a time. You'll just use the clip.
The last gun, support is pretty tough for me. You'll find that the guns do pretty low damage compared to all the other guns in the game.
In certain situations, they rock though. Like I was in the other game last night with you, and I don't like using support, and I was support, and I got a lot of kills where I didn't think I would.
The default one you start with does do lower damage compared to the rest of them, so don't be scared. But I found that the M1909 Bennett Merci or whatever Storm is pretty good. Other than that, definitely, those are just some good weapons to start with.
But definitely,
melon. Well, yeah, the melon.
That's it for the melon. That's all Melon's tricks. So
that's been tips and tricks.
If you like this video, like, comment, subscribe. So stay tuned for more videos.
We will be doing a review very soon after this video.
Yep. A review will come for Battlefield 1. It will be glowing, just so everyone knows.
Oh yeah.
We'll also be doing a Call of Duty versus Battlefield thing in the future. Don't watch the one that's right now because he didn't mean to upload that. It's just kind of up and it's a dumb video. Yeah, it's still up there because I looked this morning, and it's just kind of Tyler talking about nothing for an hour and a half. So don't watch that video. It's boring. We'll put up an actual one soon for you.
This has been the Melon and
we have
Nurk.
lost objective Duff.
Have fun playing Battlefield.
The wheels.
The wheels. Pretty sure we already ended it.
Yeah, have fun playing Battlefield. You'll do better now. It's a good game. I like it. I like it a lot.